evening. I just wanted to make a comment, and I have attended most of the budget meetings and most of the board meetings. I know there's a differing opinion among some of the board members. Tax increase, no tax increase, we'd like to dip into the budgetary reserve, and that's sort of the moot point now. But as was stated here tonight, nobody knows what the state's going to do. And nobody knows probably the likelihood of exceptions are going to be gone for next year. I'm a taxpayer, as most of the people in this room are. I don't want my taxes to go up, but if you don't do some sort of tax increase this year, exceptions disappear next year, you're screwed. It's wonderful that the Mellon Foundation coughed up $800,000, and as benevolent as they are, I don't picture them bailing us out every year to the tune of $800,000 or $900,000. So I think you need to think long and hard. And as I said at the last board meeting, this problem isn't going away. You can get a projection on health care increases. You can get a projection pretty much set in stone on what PEASers is going to be. So you know what those expenses are going to be. And I think I heard Mr. Mornell or Dr. Oldham or somebody say that, one mil tax increase wouldn't cover the increase. I think you need to think long and hard, and the time for politicking is over. Either you do it or you sink. And I think, you people have all invested a lot of time, and as everybody else here has, to let things do the swirling, so to speak. That's really not an option. This is what we have right here in this building, by choice or not by choice. But my kids are a part of it. And if you don't have the guts to do it, it's going to fall apart. That's my sermon on that. I would like to know, is there an attendance policy for board members?
You're speaking of some of the absences of the board members.
Yes.
There is a section in the school code that if a board member misses 2 meetings, that gives the remaining board discretion, not mandatory, but discretion as to what, if any, action to take. With regard to the 2 board members to whom you're referring, we are making inquiries and trying to get some statement of intent with regard to the board members and get some answer with regard to them. I just made contact with one of them, and I'm expecting an answer shortly with regard to that, and I hope to be able to get in touch with the other to get an answer. But in terms of a policy, there's no policy that the board automatically takes action simply because the board member misses 2 meetings. It's discretionary, it is in the code, but it is discretionary, and it is being looked into.
Thanks. Because I really don't think it's fair, and I don't believe I'm saying this, but I do feel bad for a lot of you because you're here in the trenches every month, and there are 1 or 2 who aren't. And they were elected to do a job, as you were, and I don't believe they're doing theirs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Senator.
This evening, Tom Penny and I are here to present a 2011 bond resolution. It's a not-to-exceed resolution where you would authorize everything necessary to do a bond issue up to a maximum principal amount of $6.8 million, setting forth a minimum net debt service savings of $175,000, and you would have an interest rate maximum of 7%. Which would give Tom Kenny's firm some leeway in going out into the market and issuing the bonds, and that would be to refund the 2006 and the 2003 bond issues. The series of 2006 are going to be callable September 1. So the idea would be to have a sale of the bonds during the month of August, close in August, have a sale in the month of July, have a closing in August, so you're set up for a settlement and calling of the 06 and 03 bonds in September. So I'd like to read to you really just a summary of the resolution and then let Tom make a presentation and you can have a discussion. But everything I'm going to summarize is all the action taken under the resolution. You're going to incur debt in the amount, the maximum aggregate amount of $6.8 million. The purpose is the current refunding of the presently outstanding 2003, 2006 bonds. You're authorizing payment of the cost of issuance, marketing 2000 bonds. You're going to fix the form, the numbers, the denominations. You're going to covenant to pay the debt service charges on the bonds, authorize execution and sale of the bonds, pledge repayment of the bonds, establish a clearing fund to pay the issuance costs, establish 2 escrow funds to call and redeem in the Series 06 and 03 bonds, and finally, we will file all this with the Department of Community and Economic Development. So saying that, I'd like to introduce Tom Kenny from Piper Jaffray to go through the numbers and the projected savings.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. What I understand, what you just heard.
Oh, we need you to use the microphone so that everybody hears.
Jim, do you want to pass that down? Sure. What you just heard was a recital results of a rather archaic.
Can you hear it?
State law.
Hello.
It slides up.
Hello?
Yeah.
There's switch. Hello? Where is it?
Or you.
Just want me to talk louder?
That'll work too.
Hello? Hello? What Tom Lynch just recited to you were some parameters based on a very archaic state law. You heard bond issue size is 6.8. That's way higher than the actual bond issue is going to be. Same with the interest rates, because those of you who were involved in the presentations and the process that led us up to this point know that if we had a 7% rate on these refunded bonds, we wouldn't be doing a REIT. But what we're doing tonight is a compliance exercise in order to get us into a position. What passage of this parameters resolution does is give us the opportunity to hit the market really at pretty much a moment's notice. In reality, practically speaking, we hope to have ratings, and if we're going to use it, bond insurance sometime next week. And if the market stays stable, pull the trigger immediately and get this issue in the market to achieve the max possible savings. What you have in front of you are estimated, pretty close, but they are still, please keep in mind, estimated costs associated with the bond issue that we anticipate is pretty close to reality. There are a couple of numbers there